Yeah.
Joe Patterson, 2 for tripping at 12:08. The 12th year professional, over 1,800 career penalty minutes for Joe Patterson. He's in the box in Salt Lake on their second power play in this game. Here's Sean Hafey with the Eagles leading 1-0. Hafey trying to work it free. It's cleared on left wing, and immediately the Roadrunners' Tim Breslin clears it all the way down. And Mazzotti sets it up for zone defense and leaves it to back of the goal for Wortman.
Well, here comes Kevin Wortman up the ice. He's a big rusher. Look to him to set that puck up inside the Roadrunner zone.
Here the Eagles holding it in as Olsen winds it back of the goal for Harkins, runs into the goaltender Stauber and maintains possession. To the point for Wortman. Yanks a pass over the far side for Hafey. Holland center save made by the goaltender Stauber on Todd Harkins in the centering pass. Great scoring chance for Salt Lake, but Stauber makes the save.
Wow, what a tic-tac-toe passing play that was. If it wasn't for that great save by Rob Stauber, the Eagles would be up by 2. Wortman gets a puck, throws it down low. Hafey slides it into the corner to Dennis Holland. He spots Harkins in the slot. One times it. Stauber comes up with a big save. He looked behind him. He didn't even know if he had it.
A 5th-round Kings pick in 1986. He went 73-23 in 3 years at the University of Minnesota.
Well, he has a little over 4 goals a game average right now, but that's kind of a deceiving fact. He hasn't played a lot, but he definitely is a good goaltender.
Tonight only his 7th game this season for Phoenix. Played briefly with the U.S. national team. There's a shot for the point by Kevin Guy and steered aside by Stauber. Now Chernamaz to the right point for Guy. Left wing for Kevin Melrose. His shot in front, Strube. Save made, and the rebound skips to Couturier, and he flips it deep into the Salt Lake zone. Another good scoring chance for Salt Lake with under 50 seconds left on the power play.
Great job by the Eagles to pounce on those rebounds, and they're not taking the big boomers from the points. They're just making Stauber make that initial save.
Here's Chernamaz now. Angles back of the goal. Chernamaz for Salt Lake to Strube as the Eagles try and wind it free on this power play. It's clear to the left wing side, but just immediately whipped all the way down into the Salt Lake zone of the Eagles. Have to regroup. Back after Kevin Guy with 20 seconds left in the penalty. On the right wing side as the Eagles maintain possession into the center ice area. Here is Salt Lake's Harkins now, trying to work past Soren True, leads Zemlak, moving in with Banks. Banks shoots, and it's just deflected wide. It was a one-time chance as it was thrown across by Richard Zemlak, and Bro plays on left wing. That's it on the penalty. Eagles 0 for 2 in the power play. Here's Francis Bro, the second-year professional, trying to work free. It's kicked along the far side. Harkins losing his stick, but you can paw it away in your own end. You can throw it to a teammate, as Harkins did. Here is Guy on the far wing, trying to jostle it free, and Melrose comes up with a puck, with the Eagles leading 1-0.
Great job by the Eagles to win all the battles in the corner, Mike.
And the Roadrunners gain possession again. Rene Chapdelaine out of Lake Superior, played in the IHL All-Star game. One of 3 Roadrunners to play in the game. It's dumped in the slot for Mark Sommier. Sommier backs it up behind the goal for the big forward John Van Kessel. In front for Sommier. His shot bounces wide of the target. Clark on left wing for Salt Lake. Here's Kerry Clark. Center ice for Dennis Holland. Holland trying to swivel into the Phoenix zone. Flips it for Cruz. Knocked down. Centered but tipped away. Nobody home in the slot. And the Roadrunners, as a result, have a chance. Boy, back of the play. Phoenix player cut off by Cruz, and now we're going to have a stoppage of play. Oh boy, as the Roadrunners were working free down the right side, Norton was taken out of the play. The score here, 1-0 Salt Lake over Phoenix, and we're going to come right back in just a moment. Let's see it.
Let's see it again.
Let's see it again.
Roll that back.
Can we see it again?
I want to see if it was a penalty.
Mike Barrack alongside with Randy Busick, and Chris Norton scissored inside the blue line, Randy.
Well, he's still down on the ice, Mike, and it's hard for us to speculate up here exactly how badly he is injured. He's holding onto his legs as soon as he went down. So here he comes. He's up the ice, and here comes Paul Cruz. He's got his head turned. He doesn't even see it. Wow, clean check, good hip check, but he caught him right across the legs, and injuries like that could finish careers.
Now, obviously, Norton had already dished the puck off. Would that be an interference penalty?
Not unless the person he was passing to had made contact with that puck yet. You can finish off your check, and I think that Paul Cruz was inside the rules with that check. He didn't do anything as far as a high sticking or sticking his leg out to trip him. It was a good hip check, but Norton is definitely in pain and could possibly be lost for the rest of this game.
And this is really a trend for the Roadrunners this season. Tonight's scratches, they have Paul Holden, Ilka Sinisalo, Billy O'Dwyer, Brandy Semchuk, all out with injuries along with Steve Jakes. They have 3 players up with the Los Angeles Kings, Brent Thompson, Kiosti Karjalainen, and Scott Bukestad. So between injuries and call-ups, this has not been a good year for Ralph Backstrom as we take one more look at that play here in the first period.
Boy, there's no question about that, why he went off hurting. He really took a real nasty check from Paul Cruz.
Well, the Eagles, Strube again shoots one, skate save by the goaltender Stauber. And Strube had a chance. Now back at the play, a penalty coming up against Salt Lake, a delayed penalty against the Eagles. Here's Breslin trying to jostle it free. It skips outside the blue line, and as soon as the Eagles gain possession, it looks like a high stick call by Dan O'Halloran, and this one will go against Salt Lake.
Well, Tim Harris is a guilty party here. He's going to go into the penalty box for a 2-minute penalty. Perhaps Dan O'Halloran felt bad that he didn't see that check against Chris Norton and felt that the Eagles were in line for a penalty, and the next thing that came along, he whistled them down for it.
Tim Harris picks up the a minor infraction for high sticking at 15:38, and the Eagles will find themselves shorthanded. The Roadrunners have the worst power play in the league at 42 for 299.
Well, that's one good thing going for the Golden Eagles, but you have to remember this is a new game and a new night, and anything can happen. Last night, the power play of the San Diego Gulls was what really injured the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles were 0 for 5 San Diego in that game, 4 for 6, and a big factor in the loss for Salt Lake against San Diego. Here's the play at center ice, and in the neutral zone, it's Francis Breau. He played last couple of years in the Kings organization with the New Haven Nighthawks, and now Chapdelaine on left wing. Chernomaz and Holland up front to kill it off for Salt Lake. Grant and Wertman on defense, and here is Kevin Grant, able to play it on the right side for the Eagles. Wertman, and he just immediately pinballs it off the boards all the way down.
Well, the Roadrunners haven't even been able to get possession of that puck and move into the Golden Eagle zone, and already almost a minute has gone in this power play. Not hard to see why they have the worst power play unit in the league.
Here's the play on the right wing side. Roadrunners try and tip it into the corner. White checked off by Grant. They fight for it back of the goal. White for Phoenix, dropping it to Chapdelaine at the left point. Phoenix wheel and deal in the power play. Couturier shoots right on. Mazzotti able to make the save. 1-0 in favor of Salt Lake. Eagles trying to kill off this penalty, and we'll come back with more action here at the Delta Center in just a moment.
Shoots his goal. Mike Barak alongside Randy Busick at the Delta Center. Here's a shot for the point by Rick Lands, and Mazzotti able to make the stop. 38 seconds left in the penalty, and the Eagles so far, aside from that shot, have done a nice job on the Phoenix power play.
Well, they've really limited the Roadrunners to that outside perimeter, and anytime that you're killing a penalty, you really don't mind giving shots up from bad angles and far from the point. You just want to make sure you clear out all the rebounds and all the players in front of the goaltender so he has a good look at those initial shots.
Golden Eagles had gone 7 straight games, gaining a point until their setback Friday night. The Eagles are right now 4 games under the 500 mark, and immediately clear the puck all the way down into the Phoenix zone. 1-0 Salt Lake. Strube scored just 13 seconds in, and Phoenix controlled the puck here in their own side. Rene Chapdelaine out of his own end. He was a 7th-round Kings pick back in 1986. Lands it into the Salt Lake zone. It ricochets off the backboards onto the mesh, and they freeze it, Randy. Whenever a puck bounces off the backboards onto that mesh area, unless it's deflected out quickly, they'll whistle it down for a face-off, and because it was shot by a Phoenix player, it will be outside the blue line.
And that's why Jason Mazzotti was in no hurry to knock it off the net either, because he knew that the Roadrunners were the ones that touched it last. It was on the net. The face-off was going to come outside the blue line, so there's definitely no threat of them scoring right off the face-off from here. And it'll kill probably the last 16 seconds of this power play.
Sean Hafey out to kill it off. He's been a strong player for Salt Lake offensively with 54 points, 27 goals, and 27 assists. Picked up assist number 28 here in the first period. And the Eagles immediately clear it right back in, and Rick Lands gains possession. Parts of 7 seasons with the Vancouver Canucks. And the puck deflects up into the stands on the far wing with 2:26 left in the opening period. 1-0 Salt Lake. And Randy, we saw some strange activities at the Delta Center Friday night. There was one puck that deflected off 3 or 4 spectators, and there were about 3 or 4 that had to go off for injuries here on one puck that deflected up into the stands.
Boy, when you're sitting and watching a game, you really have to be paying attention, because when that puck leaves the ice surface and over the glass, very dangerous. Potentially a lot of injuries for the people in the stands.
Here is the Golden Eagle player, Sean Hafey, across the line, shoots, and the save made by the goaltender Stauber as the Eagles kill off that penalty. And not only that, have a good scoring chance.
Well, Sean Hafey grabs that puck, and he's just flying this kid this year. He's got a lot of goals, and he throws one at Stauber up high. Probably would have gone over the net, but Stauber held on to it for the face-off.
Rob Stauber, an interesting-looking goaltender's mask, and players now like to paint their headgear.
Well, that's part of the fun of wearing a mask. There's a whole bunch of designs and artists and paintings on their masks. Is kind of a thing to psych out the players, and a little bit of a psychological edge, perhaps.
Players actually have masks molded to their faces and will choose their designs from various artists, believe it or not. Here's Stoke on left wing, able to pop it right back into the Phoenix zone with under 2 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 Salt Lake, and John Van Kessel on right wing. Stoke breaks it up and clears it in offside with 1:52 left in the opening period. Eagles leading 1-0. The only scratch tonight for Salt Lake, Brian Deasley, with Salt Lake one player over the limit. And when the Olympics are over, C.J. Young, Tim Sweeney, and Jim Johansson, former Eagles that are playing in the Olympics, but perhaps the Eagles will gain some help from the Calgary Flames.
Well, they could very well get a whole barrage of players after the Olympics are over and really bolster their lineup. It's going to be very interesting to see who is reassigned where when the Olympics are over.
The Flames have 6 players that are playing for their respective teams, the Canadian and U.S. teams in the Olympics. Here's a chance down for Melrose, shoots one, and a stick save made by Stauber and whipped outside the blue line all the way down into the Salt Lake zone. 1:38 left first period, 1-0 Eagles on a Todd Strube goal. Strube in his first season for Salt Lake. Here's Melrose up the left wing side. Right side pass across Harkins, shoots! Stauber, a kick save, and he falls back in his goal crease but keeps the puck from going in. Here's the play back of the goal. Chernomaz winds it for Harkins, zigzags into the corner for Harkins, cuts in front of the goal for Chernomaz. Save made by the goaltender Stauber. We're in a drive, and it hits the defenseman in front. Eagles putting on some pressure. Chernomaz to the right of the goal. Winds it for Melrose. Melrose trying to jostle it free. They fight for it ferociously along the boards. 4 players, lots of red, white, and blue, and finally it skips outside the line with under a minute to go in the period.
Great job by the Golden Eagles. They're really applying the pressure as they have the whole period.
Shift change for Salt Lake, new line. Harris with Hafey and Strube up front. This line playing very well so far. Sean McCosh on left wing, can't clear the zone. Eagles hold it in. Strube now on the far side, but Phoenix take over at their left defense. Rick Lands on left wing, twirling around for Phoenix. Drops it back for the former Muskegon Lumberjack, Kevin McDonald. Ahead for McCosh on his off wing. Into the Salt Lake zone for Breslin. In front of McCosh, and he just deflects it wide. McCosh centers one. Cleared away, and here come the Eagles back with 20 seconds to go in the period. On the right side, Harris now. In on goal. Shoots! Stauber, a glove save. He crashes the back of the goal. The Eagles in a forecheck, and Phoenix take over with 8 seconds to go in the period. Here's the play at center ice, McCosh. Long shot, stick save Mazzani. Guy takes the rebound and dumps it outside the line, and that's it. The buzzer sounds, signaling the end of the first period. Todd Struby's goal is before some of the fans could settle in, giving Salt Lake a 1-0 lead.
Wow, 13 seconds into the game, Struby puts one by Staub, and that's it. The goaltenders didn't, the goal judges didn't have any more work to do after that. But what a great start by the Golden Eagles.
Well, the Eagles have the lead here, 1-0. Hope you're enjoying the action, and we'll come back with our between periods activities in just a moment.
But we need to hook you up. So okay, that's right. Yeah. 17-7.
It was a different style of fighting then than it is now. What happened more than not, what two individuals would meet at center ice.
Hooked them, Javier, so you can just hook them up in a minute. Okay? 1 minute, Mike. Here, there we go.
Okay, what's package? Good, package. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the crossroads Plaza.
Do the
Welcome back, everyone. At the Delta Center, the Salt Lake Golden Eagles have a lead of 1-0. Todd Struby scoring for Salt Lake. A total of 13 seconds into the first period, and the Golden Eagles have the lead. Hope you're enjoying the action. A very physical first period. 16 minutes in penalties called by the referee Dan O'Halloran. The Eagles outshot the Runners 17-7 in the opening period. Well, the International Hockey League has been around for a long time. 1945-46, the first season of the IHL. And there's been a perception over the years about how the league has operated and about the perception of the International Hockey League. And we'll take a look here at the IHL and the Salt Lake Golden Eagles.
It was a different style of fighting then than it is now. What happened more than not, what two individuals would meet at center ice, and it was kind of a gunslinger effect rather than a big scrum in the front of the net and a fight breaking out. They would almost call each other out and stand at center ice and go blow for blow, and there was a lot of pride involved in who was the toughest of the league and who was going to be the next toughest.
The IHL has always been colorful and competitive. The league was founded in 1945 and developed in the 1950s and early 1960s as a league where players drove to games and had other fuller part-time jobs. Located primarily in the Midwest, the league's reputation grew as a tough physical loop in such cities as Dayton, Columbus, and Toledo. And some consider the IHL as the Siberia of professional hockey. Although few consider the IHL as a developmental ground for the National Hockey League, the IHL has had some tremendous big-name and talented players, such as longtime Montreal Canadian John Ferguson, New York Islander goaltender Glenn Resch, and Olympic hero Mike Garuzione. The longest-running IHL team are the Fort Wayne Comets, celebrating their 40th season in 1991-92. Broadcaster Bob Chase has called Fort Wayne Comet games for 39 years.
The Cincinnati Mohawks are one of the most awesome minor league hockey teams ever put together. Roland McClanahan was their coach. Charlie Hodge was one of their goaltenders. They came up with some of the great hockey players of later years. They went one season and in a 60-game year, 150, tied 2 and lost 8.
The great moments continue in the modern International Hockey League. Some of these have come from all-star games, such as the last contest in 1984 in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The All-Stars gained a 6-4 win against U.S. Olympians and future NHL players Pat LaFontaine, Ali Afredi, and Chris Chelios. During the past 5 seasons, the IHL has suddenly transformed itself from a Midwest bus league to one which features major league buildings spanning all the way to the West Coast, with direct affiliation to the National Hockey League as a prime training ground.
So we've, in Salt Lake, have been very pleased with that growth because as those who follow the IHL know, it was a lot of years it was Salt Lake and the Midwest teams. And so the addition of the San Diegos, the Phoenixes, the Kansas Cities, and now Atlanta into the West is extremely beneficial to this franchise.
As the IHL truly becomes national in scope, the annual battle for the Turner Cup takes its place as one of hockey's premier events.
And let's go to break. The Salt Lake Golden Eagles leading the Phoenix Roadrunners 1-0 in a Todd Strube goal. We'll come back with more in just a moment.